I think that we need to talk about a lolcow known as Nova is Online. Nova is Online is a weirdo. He's been a weirdo for a long time. He's a TikTok personality. This whole thing was reviewing food and being cringe. First time I ever saw a Nova video, it was like him with a katana saying he was gonna fight off all the haters, and I'm like, this is peak entertainment. What are we doing? I'm in love. I want to see it. And then I found out he was a creep, and that is how usually the lolcow rabbit hole goes. Is you find out that they're funny and cringe, and then they become an absolute predator. It's just you can't have any fun, and they always turn out awful.
I wish you guys could see my face right now. I am literally shaking my head in real time after the DM I got on Instagram literally this morning. And yes, Instagram is the only social media I have. If you want to reach out, be like, yo, I love your videos. Here is $50,000. Feel free to DM me or follow me. They sent me a video called Nova Online Exposed yet again. Person said they got your twin again. I am not going to take this disrespect. Now,
dude, poor. What was this YouTuber's name? Sensitive Society. Sensitive Society is the new is the commentary Nova's Online. We just need to make that happen, guys. We need to push that in the universe. When you think of Nova is Online, you also want to think of Sensitive Society as being the same individual. And once we get that out into the ether, then he's going to have to battle off all of the weirdos that want his DMs.
If you've been around the channel for the last year and a half, you know that I've made a few videos about my favorite TikToker of all time who goes by Nova Online.
I have to say, anybody who has long hair, you should be like washing and conditioning that bitch as much as possible. You want that to look crispy. I hate those people that walk up to you and like talk to you and their hair's all greasy and they smell awful. It's like, dude, they make showers. You can take one at any time.
So when I saw this, I was like, what is going on? Did he get caught in 4K again? Is it another weird situation where he likes diapers and likes to act like a baby? Is he getting freaky again with 15-year-old?
Dude, not the 15-year-old part, but come on, who doesn't like wearing a diaper and getting a little freaky, dude? You cut a little hole in it, and then you and your significant other bump diapers together. You're just like, you hear the ruffle of the, who makes diapers? I have a baby, I should know this. Huggies. You bump the Huggies together, and you're just like, and then when you blast off, you already have a pre-built-in cleanup method.
What is going on here? So I actually found the video, and it's by an amigo of the channel who goes by Smokey MCC. One person might assume that after everything that's been thrown at him, all the allegations, all the stuff that people are saying about him, you would think he would go back to normal. He wouldn't be, acting like a freak. There's some stuff that I want to cover about this video, and also some other things that I found on Twitter. I think I've been extremely charitable towards Nova and the allegations. I'm like, well, I don't think he is 1,000%.
I know he's saying the allegations, but it says all of the. It sounded like he said all of the Asians, bro. Like Nova has like a cabal of Yakuza agents just behind him, and whenever he decides to suck a binky and talk to a 15-year-old, the Yakuza will just go after anybody who critiques him.
Pedophile. I don't think he's like ADP, but after the stuff here and stuff we've covered over the years and stuff that people are covering, including other channels, it's like, yeah, I think I've ran out of being charitable towards Nova at this point. There's something wrong with them. But anyways, let's just get right into the video. If you enjoy, subscribe, drop a like, get me out the hood, and let's just get right into it.
These are all jokes I've been making.
I want to say something real quick though. That has nothing to do with Nova. I played a little bit of Ninja Gaiden Black 2, and I really like that game. I'm terrible at it, but I want to play more and just dive into the pussy of Ninja Gaiden. I want to check out the bosom of the girl he wants to save. I want to see them ripe nipples. I want to get right into it, and I love that Nova's just like so excited about everything I'm saying right now.
Making at the guy's expense, but look, it's time to talk about the serious shit, because what is this? Let me tell you something.
Oh no, oh no, baby fur caregivers and little, no, burn them with fire, please, burn them with fire. No, dude. Oh, if you don't know what a baby fur is, it's like furries that pretend to look like babies, and sometimes it's just kids. It's so degenerate. Like, all of these are degenerate. Just check the hard drives. Check the hard drives, I say. Please check them.
On Twitter was looking at Nova's Facebook page. This is Nova Gabriel Gage, the guy we're covering in this video, his own Facebook. And Liquid Nova, a guy who covers him, he found this. He found that Nova is following a page called Baby Fur ABDL Caregivers and Littles. Whatever the fuck that means. I mean, I have a pretty good idea just looking at the picture. Caregivers and littles, like, it's exactly the type of stuff Nova was exposed for liking in the past. And still to this day, he was following this account. And you may say, well, has he used Facebook in a while? Maybe.
Yeah, this is the problem with the internet. And I understand that once you create a world where freedom of speech exists and where wacky people can show their wackiness off at any general moment, you are going to get a lot of horrible people. But the problem with the internet is now it's created a place where if you want to ride cum falcons into your neighbor's asshole, there is another, there's a Facebook group or a Reddit thread or a 4chan page where there's other people that like riding cum falcons into their neighbor's asshole. So then those people start communicating, and then they find out that there's a bigger group, and then they start having conventions where they're all dressed up as cum falcons and talking about how sexy their neighbors are, and you just get this giant cabal of cum falcon lovers, and then it becomes not weird to them. They think it's normal, and then they start fighting and advocating for the rights of the cum falcon, and it's just an endless craziness that the internet brings. Now, I understand that sometimes this is kind of like can be good with certain communities and certain groups, but you also have to remember that there are fringe weirdos out there. There is probably Nazi groups. There's probably obviously there's like weird groups that like kids. There's just this endless thing of like there's these spin-off little niches that hold their little conventions, and it's all thanks to the internet.
This was from back then. No, because Nova went back and has now since taken that off, unfollowed that page because he doesn't want people to see it. Nova was actively still looking at this stuff as of like a day or two ago, and it just shows that all these people's fears about him still being into this weird shit and doing it around kids is very much to be believed.
Yeah, Nova's never beating the allegations. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Just looking at the name, I don't even want to look for it because I'm scared that the FBI is going to show up at my house if I search this on Google. Baby Fur.
The only reason I know about it is because I've seen some Turkey Tom videos where he talks about people that have been into this shit, and there's like, if you want to like see some craziness, just anytime there is like some people, there was a documentary on this thing. It's one of the best online documentaries I've ever seen. It was called Zooier Than Thou, and I think it's 4 parts. It's a little long to watch on the channel, maybe one day, but it is absolutely insane. And you hear about stuff like this and that, and then when you go down like the degeneracy that is the furry fandom, you will hear about people being into this, and it's just me being too chronically online and watching too much Turkey Tom, where I feel bad that Turkey Tom has to research this stuff. I mean, even though it's kind of funny, there's a part of you that never wants to type this shit into your internet because you just are waiting for a knock on the door.
Caregivers and littles. So I'm not going to do that. I have a good thing going. I don't want to fumble it and ruin it. All because of Nova Online. And this is the tweet that Smokey is referring to. He says, "Hey, Kiwi Tapes and Smokey, Nova's real name." I'm going to censor that just because. And he has a Facebook account under the same name. It seems like him because it says he's from Idaho and was made in 2016. Also, he follows WWE wrestlers, and I know he's a fan of. Anyway, I found this, and it's the the post with Baby Fur, Caregivers and Littles. This, along with other stuff we've talked about. I don't know how anyone could excuse this. I think it's hella sus. And I'm between 80 to 90% sure this is him. It has Nova written all over him. Location, name, his interest.
I mean, again, this is the guy that literally used to have Discord people that were like 15, like read him bedside stories while he sucked on a binky. So I definitely, I'm going to be a little uncharitable and say that it's probably him. I don't think that's a far stretch. I don't think I'm out here like breaking any new ground to say that Nova Online isn't an absolute gooner weirdo.
It does check out. And if the page is from 2016, back in 2016, no one really knew Nova. He wasn't a TikToker. I believe he blew up in 2022, 2021, around that era. So there's no reason for someone in 2016 to make a fake account under his name to slander him. Just doesn't make any sense. Like, if it was 2024, I would be a little bit more on the line. Just be like, well, you know, it could be someone pretending to
The reactions I'm having right here is all because this gameplay looks so fire.
be him. I mean, everyone already hates him. Easy target. But back in 2016, it just doesn't make any sense for someone to fake this. And if it turns out to be false, I'll definitely update you guys. I'm 90 to 95% sure now that this is actually him and he's into some degenerate behavior, to put it lightly. And Smokey MC posted this. Good night, everybody. Face review, by the way. And it's pictures of Nova.
I told you, dude. Look at this. This is weird. This is weird. I'm sorry if somebody's like offended by me saying this is fucking weird, dude. You're cuddling in like a weird top where you can like see the chest hair poking out and like the slight cover of the nipple with a unicorn and a bedazzled binky. I mean, bro, you ain't going clubbing with EDM music. There's no need for that binky, bro. What are you doing, dog? We know what you're doing. You're talking to your Discord kittens that are 12.
Oh my god. Oh, I did not know this was the full image. Oh my god, I want to kill myself. I want to go back to being 2016 Leafy and say a lot of slurs and just kill myself. But I can't.
Bro, the 2016 era of commentary was the funniest era. It was just like no holds barred. They would just go in, they'd be like, look at this greasy baby. Look at this greasy baby with its unicorn. Is this what you guys, this is what is the problem with all bronies. All bronies that are this way. And it would go way, way further. It would go way further. And it was so funny. It was so, it was entertaining. I miss the Leafy days of YouTube. I do. I think that the no holds barred attempt was so much fun, and you were so much more free to make any jokes you wanted to make. Instead of just saying that this guy enjoys cum tsunamis while sucking on a binky, you could say like wilder shit, and that was the better days of the internet.
I can't. I have bills to pay. But boy, what the hell? Okay, that was kind of cringe. Absolutely horrible day to have eyes. And honestly, fuck Smokey CC for putting this on my timeline. Actually, he didn't put this on my timeline. I looked for it, but still, bro is never been...
Bro's secretly. Here's the thing, this is actually, we already know this is all actually sensitive to society, and this is Nova's secondary account where Nova changes his voice a little bit, decides to crap on himself because he's actually just it's a 4D chess move. So we know what's going on here, sensitive to society. We know you looked up this picture. You didn't even have to look it up on the timeline. It was already saved to your device. You already self-pleasure to it because it's you, dude, and everybody rubs one out every once in a while to a mirror, and I know what you're doing, buddy. You don't have to pull the rug over my eyes.
The sus allegations, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he sent these to people on Discord. But there's another picture. Okay. You know what? Now the group Baby Fur...
Well, here's the thing. Sensitive society, you look like you're sleeping really well. Like, at least we can tell you that. You look like you're sleeping really well in these pictures.
Caregivers and littles. When you put together the Facebook group he was following, or page, along with these pigs, it's like, yeah, it's starting to paint out who he really is. Here's another one in case you guys wanted a new wallpaper for your phone. Bad day to have eyes. Just a bad day to be a human overall. I had no idea these other two pictures existed. I knew this one was going around, but I've never seen the full picture. Wearing this, now that I'm looking at it again, you know, maybe it ain't too bad.
I told you. What did I say? What did I say, dude? He's gooning to it. This is his phone screen. This is a lock screen, and every time he opens his phone, he has to rush through the bathroom and just like spray as many ropes on the wall as he possibly can. You might be thinking when you see writing on the wall in yellow, it's just a yellow marker. It's a yellow Sharpie. No. That is sensitive society's dried semen.
Alright, I gotta chill out. Unk is getting freaky on main. And then we get this update. The Baby Furry account has disappeared from Nova's following on Facebook. Interesting. I don't know, it feels like every month or two there's something new that pops up regarding him that just adds to the pile of extremely sus allegations, and it's just like, I don't know, man. I think I'm out of charitability. Like, I get it, people fuck up once or twice, and that's completely fine, we're humans, but this guy just doesn't learn his lesson, and it's been like 2 years almost since I made my first video on him, and everyone else started talking about him, and he's still continuing to make the same old mistakes. after almost 2 years. I'm like, no, I'm done.
I mean, that's just, he's had this pattern ever since he basically showed up. Everybody knew what Nova was. This is nothing new. If you've even like dipped your toe into the Lolcow world, he is constantly doing this type of crap, and he sees it as he needs to fight back, so he will continually fall into these same rabbit holes because he thinks that he's above the controversy. So it's just funny to watch the downward spiral of a cringe person online who's actually a monster.
Being charitable towards this guy. He's a freak.
Just shows that all these people's fears about him still being into this weird shit and doing it around kids is very much to be believed. Like I brought up before, his 15-year-old co-host, and more than that, the minors that were in his Discord server that he was so hesitant to have to delete. He did not.
Wait. He has a 15-year-old co-host. Why the hell are you like collabing with these 15-year-olds like as a co-host to your shows, bro? That's a little wild. Now I can understand like not knowing somebody and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this video with a bunch of different people. I'm reaching out to different creators. One of them's this age, and you just only have the interaction of, okay, you are sending in this audio for this video. I'm gonna put it out. Fine. But if you're like going out here and like making them your co-host, and I don't know, dude. I don't know. I am not saying that you can't have a show with the 15-year-old, but I don't know. I'm gonna be a little weirded out if your Nova is online and having a child as a co-host. It's a little weird. I'm not gonna be talking to any 15-year-olds on a regular basis for making content. That is wild. I think that's something we're just glossing by, but it's a little wild to do.
Delete that shit, and as a matter of fact, I don't even think he did. I think he just locked it down and was like, oh, I'm gonna make a new server eventually and I'll invite everyone to that. This guy is still the same old predator people accused him of being all those years ago, and he's not changing. And personally, I don't believe these type of people can change, but Nova's exhibiting the fact that he doesn't want to. Nova still follows this stuff. He's still into like the baby fur stuff, and whenever the word baby is involved, already just throw it in the wood chipper. Like really, baby fur. What? Why add that? Why does that need to? It genuinely.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't think there's a realm of possibility where I'll ever understand people who do the diaper thing. I make jokes about it because I think it's so wild. It's like, oh, well, you shouldn't kink shame. I mean, sometimes you should kink shame. It is totally all right to look at somebody's kink and be like, I think wearing diapers and sucking on a beanie while getting aroused, a binky is getting aroused is a good thing. No. That is too weird. There should be a line that people are like, you're fucking weird, dude. That is a little bit odd. It's not like every once in a while you want a finger in your asshole or get pegged or some shit, or like you really enjoy misting your cum around the room, dude. This isn't shit like that. This is like fucking foul, right? This is foul. I mean, there is a modicum of understanding and like logical leaps I can make to where somebody watched like Ferngully, or not Ferngully, like watch an old Disney movie where it had animals, or Zootopia, and be like, or Zootopia, or even what was the one with Michael Jordan? Space Jam. Watch Space Jam and Lola Rabbit. You're like, oh, dude, see, maybe I could fuck a hot bitch in a furry suit. Like, you know what I mean? You can make the logical jumps to understand, like, why it could be a sexual thing. Now, I'm not going to go out and buy a fucking fursuit and then go do it myself, but I can understand where somebody could have the appeal or whatever, right? I can never understand why somebody would want to wear a diaper. That is weird and gross to me, personally.
Just like, it gives me like a chill down my spine because it's so friggin' weird, and it's of course the stuff that Nova was still following until people called him out on it. And this is the stuff that people needs to know because it's the stuff that he doesn't want people to know. And a lot of people will just see these TikToks and go, oh, he's just some wacky guy. He's just, he's a little different, Nova. He's just trying to have fun. He's doing his own thing. He's not hurting anybody. And that's why you might think I'm a little harsh in calling him a predator all the time. But you see this stuff and you hear about his actions in the past with actually talking to kids about stuff like this. And yeah, it's really weird. Like, it's incredibly weird. And so I know a lot of people may be new to Nova with Turkey Tom just doing a video on him, but if you are new to this guy, just know he is a danger. And despite him trying to act like he's just some wacky dude, he's not just that.
I have $1 million question for you guys. Yes, you lovely people out there. If you had a kid, would you rather leave him with Diddy or with Nova Online? Feel free to tell me in the comments below.
No, dude, this is a bad example. I don't want to leave him with either. How is that? Why would I want to leave him with either of these people? This is just a bad thing. This is why I never want my daughter to be like an entertainer or like to act or anything, because they would have to go through the world of Hollywood, and that is one of the most disgusting, deranged group of just gooners in the world. Or I leave them with this is like the diaper binky sucking goblin. Why are those my options? I would just never, like, I would just homeschool my kid. If they had to ever spend any time with these people, I would quit my job and homeschool my kid, and my kid would just hang out with me. Like, that would be my line. I would not let any time be spent with these fucking degenerates.
Them. Like, maybe if it was just a regular furry page. Okay, not my thing, but I'm not going to crucify you or make a video about it. You know what I mean? Knowing what we know of him, his past, you've seen the videos, and now add this on top of that, the diaper pics, the Discord DMs, and just everything about him. It's AB for ABDL, caregivers, and littles. It all kind of adds up, and it paints a picture. You know what I mean? That's what I'll say. It paints a picture of Nova. I have a question. How do you even end up like this? What has to go so wrong in your life?
Dude, exactly, dude. What hoops do you have to jump through in your mind where you're like, I want to suck on a binky and wear a diaper and cuddle a unicorn? It's fucking weird, dude. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. What, like, at what point you're like, I want to go back to being a kid again? No, dude. Just go to work and fucking have fun and on the internet, play some video games, and then like, there's stuff that's fun that, like, obviously there's a bridge between, like, what I enjoyed it as a child, like video games. Like, I'll walk through the store when I'm looking at toys for my kid, and I'm like, dude, I want to buy an action figure. That seems fucking sick, and I have that nostalgia bite. But I'm never like, you know, I want to wear that little hat with the propeller on top and then skip and call myself a 6-year-old. No, dude, that's weird. You are not, that's not okay. That is a king shame. We should not accept that as society. You should be allowed to be made fun of at that point.
For you to act like this, I think this is where I'm just gonna leave the Nova saga. I've seen too much. You know, if God came down right now and told me, are you ready to go, Oscar? All I would have to show him is these 3 pictures, and he'll be like, I understand. Anyways, with that said, I'm sorry you guys had to see.
Yeah, dude, wild. Nova is a wild individual. Sensitive Society is always putting out some pretty solid content, so go subscribe to him. I enjoyed this because I like watching, like, cringe online. I understand that it's like, oh, don't make fun of people. Like, people, yes, I'm cool with making fun of people. If you put your shit readily online and you want to make, like me, for example, you think I am an absolute cringe lord and you want to, like, clip me up out of context and make videos about it, go ahead. Have fun. Enjoy the time you were spending with putting me all over the internet. I will thank you for it. But it's just so wild that we have, like, actual cringe lords like this that exist. And then, like, I also hate that there's people that are, well, I don't want to condemn him for his, I don't want to, like, what is it? Like, I said it already. I already said, like, kink shame. I don't want to kink shame. Yes, kink shaming should be okay. Sometimes shaming is okay because, like, otherwise we end up with a bunch of people like this, and then they just think it's okay. There is literally a YouTube podcast about zoophiles, and if you don't know what that is, they are people that legitimately, like, are furries and also want to have intercourse with animals. Now, I'm not saying all furries want to do that, but there is a group, and they should be condemned. And people who wear diapers and suck binkies and have Discord calls with children should be condemned. Those people should be made fun of. And, like, oh, but bullying. Shut the fuck up, dude. This guy's wearing a binky and a diaper. That's all I got for that one, guys. I hope you enjoyed.